So, gonna make some bread from instant yeast. Gonna grab my instant yeast, 3 tablespoons of. I just put it in. Okay. So, I'm gonna use water. I need an egg. I'll do that in a minute. Packet of yeast. This is water I warmed up to about 100 degrees. There you go. So I'm going to need an egg. Ideally, I don't know, oh, you know what I can do is this. Because ideally I want to let this sit for about 5 minutes and let the yeast fully activate before I add it. That's the best way I've had best luck with it. So this is going to have an egg. It's not going to have milk in it because I just don't have milk. It's not a problem. Water works great. I'm going to use the egg instead of using the egg substitute. Just because it's easier. So 1 large egg, 2.5 cups of flour. Ooh, I only have a 1/4 cup that's clean right now. So 2.5 cups. So I need 10 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, butter, that's right. I gotta melt some butter. How much butter? 3 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of butter. That's 1. I just melt the butter for about 45 seconds to get it soft. I need another tablespoon. So, okay, you can notice the little pieces floating up. It's activating, it's getting stronger. So let me put this up. All right. So, got this all stood up. Once this butter pops out. Oh, perfect. It's looking pretty good. It's been a few minutes. I can see that it's coming together pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and add my instant yeast and sugar mixture. Now we just mix it all together. There's an egg in here, so it's going to be cold, but the warm water will offset that, I hope. It's going to need more flour than that. You can just feel it. That was a mistake. Look at this. It's super sticky. It's really hot and humid today. So this is a few days after Hurricane Beryl passed through. So now it's just unbelievably hot and sticky outside. And I think that's playing a little bit of a factor. Water gets rid of the dough really quickly. So it's always good to just there we go. Okay. Has at least another quarter cup of flour in there. Don't like to do it unless I have to, but I think the weather is playing a factor. Notice how everything's kind of stringing up now in my hands, and that should help. It's always a bit of a give and take when you do this. Sometimes it requires less. Sometimes, like today, it's usually a little bit more. But I always like to under flour when possible, and just let the instant yeast do the work. So I think we're at a really nice consistency now. Now I work it for a few minutes. Looking at the timer on the camera. Where did that word go? good. I think that's it. I think I've got it. So, kind of ball it up a little bit. Gonna put it in my greased bowl. Get the top on. I have my oven set to its proofing temperature around 100 degrees. I want it to stay warm. It's a little bit cool in here because I'm running the AC because it's, like I said, it's boiling hot outside. It gets messy. So this is the way it looks right now, and I'll give it about 30. Check this out. Whew. Doubled in size. Really grew. It's good. That's what we need. It's a little bit rough, not a problem. Make sure there's no water. I wipe this down. I wipe it with a Clorox wipe, and then I wipe it with a paper towel, clean paper towel. The surface has to be clean, obviously. It's a greased pan, so a greased bowl, so it should just flop right out. It's filled with air, which is good. Now, what I'm going to do, I have a greased pan. I do grease and flour. I'm going to measure it up to the pan here. Make sure the air is out. Build a little bit of tension in here. I did not put any flour or anything on the surface here, as you can see. It's really not an issue because it's just a matter of wrapping it up, rolling it into its space here, and dumping it in. So, alright, it's sitting in there real nice. Have a piece of cling wrap. So we have it in here, we have it shaped. We deflated it, shaped it, put it in a greased and floured pan. We're going to let it sit again for about 20 minutes and then we'll be ready to bake. So in this case, I'm going to leave it on top of the oven, just out of the way. And I'm going to start preheating my oven to 400 degrees. So by the time that's ready, preheating should be good to go. This is the instant yeast, so I had pretty good luck with it. I think it's looking okay. It's already doubled, so we're looking for it to grow a little bit more, and then we'll be ready to go. Alright, it's spread out a little bit, so that's good. I'm going to put an egg wash on it now. Get it in the oven. This is how it looks now. Go ahead and put it in the oven. Oven's preheated. Let's see. Set a timer for 25 minutes. So set a timer for 25 minutes. We'll see how it looks at the end of that. It's usually like 27, 28, but I want to make sure. So egg wash is on, everything looks good. I think it's risen a decent amount. So now we wait. Okay, it's almost done. It's got like about a minute or so. At 25, I checked it. It needed a little bit more color. I think it's good now. The aroma's right. The color is starting to look right. It rose about almost a little more than doubled in size. So we'll see it in a second here. All right, let's go ahead and take this out. Get my other glove on real quick. Oh no. Okay. I gotta give it at least 5 more minutes. Looking at it through the tint, it looks a little bit darker than it is. It needs a little bit more color. It's still a little too blonde for what it needs to be. It needs to be a little more brown. So 5 more minutes. Nice and hollow on the bottom. The rose a really nice amount, not as much as I'd like, but enough to, I'm gonna make an egg sandwich in the morning, probably have a toast or something another day. So that's good. Now, oven's off. This needs to cool for a couple hours before we can touch it, but not that big a deal because I want it for the morning. So I think this